If you're over 65 and you've stopped driving, or you're thinking about it, there's a ride benefit that could be sitting in your insurance plan right now, completely unused. Not a rumor. Not a secret government check. A real benefit that pays for a car to pick you up and take you to the doctor for free. But here's the myth I need to bust before we go any further. There is no single, universal, free ride for every senior program from the government. Nobody is entitled to this just for turning 65. What actually exists is smarter than that, and if you know how to look for it, it can save you hundreds of dollars a year and keep you from ever missing another appointment. Stick with me, because I'm also going to tell you the one phone call that finds free rides even if your insurance doesn't cover a thing. Here's the real version. Original Medicare, the red, white, and blue card most people start with, does not pay for a routine ride to your doctor. It only covers an ambulance, and only for true emergencies. That's it. The actual transportation benefit lives inside certain Medicare Advantage plans. Those are the private plans, sometimes called Part C. Some of these plans include what's called non-emergency medical transportation, or NEMT, as a bonus benefit. When you have it, a car, van, or rideshare picks you up and takes you to appointments at no cost to you. The catch, and this is the part competitors won't tell you, only about 1 in 4 individual Medicare Advantage plans actually include this benefit in 2026. It is not automatic. It is not in every plan. And the number of covered rides, the pickup rules, and how far you're allowed to travel are all different depending on which plan you picked. So the one action to take today: pull out your plan's evidence of coverage booklet, or call the number on the back of your insurance card, and ask this exact question. Does my plan include a transportation benefit, and how many one-way trips do I get per year? That single call tells you in under 5 minutes whether you're sitting on a benefit you never knew you had. Let me tell you about a woman we'll call Margaret. 71 years old, lives alone outside of Tulsa, had a hip replaced 2 years ago. After the surgery, she stopped driving at night, and eventually stopped driving altogether. For 8 months, she paid a neighbor $20 each way to get to her cardiologist. That's $40 a visit, every 6 weeks. One afternoon, her daughter was helping her go through her Medicare Advantage plan paperwork for something unrelated, a dental question, and noticed a single line in the benefits summary. Routine transportation, 24 one-way trips per year, no cost. Margaret had no idea it was there. She'd had the plan for 3 years. She called the number, scheduled her next cardiology visit 48 hours in advance, and a driver showed up right on time. No charge. No neighbor. She told her daughter it felt like finding money she didn't know she had, except it wasn't money, it was time and independence. Margaret's story isn't rare. Insurance companies are required to tell you what's in your plan, but they are not required to call you up and remind you to use it. The benefit sits there, unused, until someone asks the right question. If videos like this save you money or stress, tap subscribe. I put out one of these every week for seniors who want the real, no fear-bait version of their benefits. Here's the first thing that trips people up. Most plans count a ride as one way. So one doctor's appointment, there and back, usually uses 2 of your trips, not 1. If your plan gives you 24 trips a year, that's really only 12 round-trip visits. Know that math before you plan your year around it. But the next part is where people lose the benefit entirely without realizing it. Several Medicare Advantage plans quietly reduced this benefit for 2026. Some cut annual trip allowances in half, from 48 trips down to 24, or from 24 down to 12. Others extended how far in advance you have to book, from 48 hours to 72 hours or more. A few even eliminated wheelchair-accessible vehicles from the benefit entirely. None of this shows up unless you read your plan's annual notice of change, the letter that arrives every fall before open enrollment. If you toss that letter, call your plan and ask what changed for this year. But there's one group of plans doing the opposite of cutting back. If you qualify for both Medicare and Medicaid, look into what's called the Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, or DSNP. These plans routinely offer far more generous transportation, sometimes 60, 100, or even unlimited trips a year for medical needs, and many also cover rides to the pharmacy, the grocery store, or a senior center, not just the doctor's office. If you think you might qualify for both programs, your state Medicaid office can tell you in one phone call. And if your Medicaid is separate from Medicare, know this: Medicaid's own transportation benefit is mandatory in every state for eligible enrollees, and it typically has no strict yearly cap the way Medicare Advantage plans do. If you call your plan and the answer is no transportation benefit, you're not out of options. The Federal Elder Care Locator, 1-800-677-1116, connects you with your local area agency on aging, and most of these agencies run volunteer driver programs or discounted ride services for seniors, no insurance required. If the rides you need are for cancer treatment specifically, the American Cancer Society's Road to Recovery program provides free rides to and from treatment. Call 1-800-227-2345. And if you or your spouse served in the military, the VA's Veterans Transportation Service can provide free rides to VA medical facilities. Here's where I need you to slow down and pay attention, because this benefit has become a target for scammers. If anyone calls you claiming to be from Medicare or Social Security, saying you've been approved for free rides, and asking for your Medicare number, bank account, or a payment to activate the benefit, hang up. Real Medicare, real insurance plans, and real government agencies never cold call you demanding personal information or money to unlock a benefit you already have. If you're ever unsure, call your plan directly using the number printed on your insurance card, never a number given to you by the caller. So here's what to actually do this week. 1. Call the number on your insurance card and ask if your plan has a transportation benefit, and how many one-way trips you get. 2. If you don't have it or you're dual eligible, call the Elder Care Locator at 1-800-677-1116 to find free local ride programs. 3. If a stranger calls offering to activate free rides for a fee, hang up. That's not how this works. This benefit isn't a myth, and it isn't automatic either. It's something you have to go find. If this helped, hit subscribe, and please share it with someone over 65 who's stopped driving. It might be the call that gets them to their next appointment. Asterisk: this video is for general information only and is not medical, legal, or financial advice. Benefits vary by plan and state. Always confirm details directly with your insurance provider, Medicare.gov, or your state Medicaid office. Asterisk: